Welcome to the Grow Renaissance podcast. Let's nourish the world.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Grow Renaissance podcast. I'm Owen Ellis here, and I'm here with Neil Smith again. We're just going to jump in, do a quick educational video for you guys again. But Neil, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing really well this Friday. I can't believe it's the end of February already, jumping into March. For everyone listening and watching, this is going to be a regular thing that Owen and I are putting together to continue to edify, bring you some knowledge. We'd love to hear your feedback, and if you have questions that we can talk about on future Friday education sessions, we'd love to do that. But super stoked to be here, Owen, and look forward to what we have talking about today.
Yeah, we love to talk about any topics, any farming, blockchain, whatever it is. So just let us know. But yeah, as of this was being recorded on, what's today? February 28th. So that's when these updates are coming out. So, but yeah, let's just jump right in. Last week, we talked a little bit about the Nourish Marketplace, kind of how to navigate that. And we wanted to show you guys another way to support the farmers, how to buy the ERC20 tokens. We've had a lot of questions about that kind of thing. So yeah, we're just going to jump in. I'll share my screen and we can walk through that. So,
and I guess this really comes, Owen, because we have people that potentially aren't already within the grow ecosystem that want to support the farmers on the Nourish Mart, potentially don't have crypto, haven't got their grow wallet set up. So this is one mechanism to help introduce those that aren't part of this crypto or blockchain community already. And for those that are part of the ecosystem, one of the things that you can talk to some of the community members about is the benefit of buying these tokens, using them to purchase product from the Nourish Mart, and allowing your reward systems to sit there. So it's a way to create some utility within the blockchain. And there's some wonderful community members that can dive further into some of the pieces around that. But we'll just show you the functionality today because both for those that want to support our wonderful vendors and for those in the ecosystem to continue supporting, this is a great mechanism to do so.
Yeah. And it's super simple. Like we'll show you guys, I wasn't into like crypto or blockchain until a year ago And so if I was able to do this, it's a little scary to think about buying crypto for the first time. Like you're like, where am I sending my money? What's all going on? But it's really simple. So we'll just walk you through it so you can, have full confidence in what you're doing. It's really easy to do. So
that's right. And I guess one of the benefits of blockchain and how we transaction tokens on it or financial trade is the fact that we have a ledger. So there's instantaneous transaction and trading of the grow tokens within our ecosystem, but there's also a ledger, so we can see where the tokens went and whose wallet they went to. And so really the one of the major benefits of blockchain is this trust and transparency and traceability. And so as Owen said, it can be a little bit scary, but I remember when the Interact card first came out and using that at grocery stores, and the trepidation that I had in using that, it wasn't cash in my wallet anymore. It was this plastic card. And now today we don't even think about it. This is just the next evolution, and there's even more trust and transparency built into it. So I encourage you to take a look at it, particularly if you're interested in supporting our vendors on the Nourish Mart.
Yeah. And so we're going to jump right into the Nourish Mart here. Sorry, everyone just saw a few things, but okay. So this is just the front page of the nourishmart.com. And then you scroll down, you see some of the products, and then right down here under resources, it says buy grow ERC20 tokens. So you can just click that.
Yeah, and it takes you to a a secondary page that will open up in just a second. And these are equivalency tokens, basically ERC20, and that allows you to purchase a bundle through a SwitchPay. SwitchPay is a platform to allow the exchange of Grow tokens. It's how the Grow wallet is set up. It's built on a SwitchPay backend, and so this is a mechanism to allow you to do that. A little bit slow loading on your end there.
It popped up for me. Is it not popping up for you?
Oh yeah, it's not showing on our screen. Probably because you have a second tab and you're just showing the first tab your own.
Oh, let me see here. Nothing still?
No, we're still seeing the Nourish Smart page.
Okay. Let me see if... You see that now, or no?
No.
Still nothing.
Maybe just stop sharing and then reshare.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's try that.
So while Owen's getting that ready here, and we love the sharing functions on all these different platforms we use. Sometimes you share your whole computer, and sometimes you're sharing different screens. Shortly after we go through this ERC20, and the benefit of being able to utilize these token bundles so you can purchase great product, we're talking about some updates from one of the projects built by a community member servicing farm and ranching operations on a global basis. And then I think Owen has some other updates as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, you scroll down to resources, you click the buy grow ERC20 tokens, and then it'll take you to this page right here.
So just as I was mentioning and jump in real quick, Owen, SwitchPay, if you see that, don't be worried about that. That is the transaction platform in the background that's allowing the exchange of tokens for purchasing a product. Again, our Grow wallet is built on a SwitchPay platform. And so you're purchasing the token bundle vis-a-vis the SwitchPay medium here. So that's why you're seeing this logo.
Yeah. Yeah, and these bundles, so yeah, it's a token bundle, so it's $500, and then whatever that $500 equals in Grow tokens is how much you'll get. And like it says, this is updated daily, pulling the price based off of the coin market cap ticker. So from here, you would just add to cart. Let's see if I added twice. You see, is it following me, Neil? You see that?
You got it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So then you just put in your address. You'll put in your wallet address, so where you want those tokens sent to, and then what wallet, if you're using crypto, what wallet you're sending from. And like it says, if doing a direct bank transfer, please provide the name of the financial institution. So you can use obviously your bank or Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, or USDC to pay for it. So you have some options there. And then just once you fill all of that out, you just place order. And then kind of like on the Nourish Marketplace, it'll have that checkout screen with a QR code for you to scan if you're using crypto, and then you just...
So I highly encourage everyone to go set up a free Grow wallet because we need somewhere to put these tokens so you can use the tokens. This is a great introduction on how to get a crypto wallet, in this case, the Grow wallet. If you don't have it, please reach out to Owen or myself, flick us a note, and we can certainly help you out with that. But the Grow wallet, if you go to growunited.com, you can sign up for a free Grow wallet. It's free to sign up. It takes just moments. And then you get an address. An address is kind of like your bank number. In this case, it's a wallet number, and that's where the tokens are going to go. And so it becomes a very streamlined process to access those ERC20, those Grow tokens. and then you can use them in the purchasing of product on the Nourish Mart.
Yeah.
Again, if you have any questions, please make sure you just reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to support. The process shouldn't be too long and fairly painless once you get going with it.
Yeah. And the other thing we wanted to show, because some of you might be saying, well, I want to buy grow tokens, but I don't want to buy $500 worth. The other thing we wanted to show was one of our community members just built this website just as a way to help the ecosystem. This is not run by Grow United at all. So this is really cool. It's just how to buy grow tokens off a decentralized exchange using MetaMask. And so it just takes you through step by step how to do that. Buy Ethereum, swap it into Grow. So pretty cool. Just a little website that's, and then it's got our YouTube and CoinMarketCap. And so this is just a cool, if you don't want to do the $500 bundle, maybe you only want to do $50 or $100 or something. This is an easy step-by-step guide on how to do that exactly. So it's just literally buygrowtoken.com. So easy to remember.
Yeah. And it's so amazing to me how the community continues to be supportive. I mean, that's the whole wonderful benefit of these blockchain communities, the Grow community in particular. We're here to support each other. We're here to share information, sort of that open source mentality or this decentralized mindset that we're in. And I highly encourage everyone to continue to support each other as we move forward into this decentralized economy, or move further into this decentralized economy. It really is about supporting each other and building each other up. So appreciate all community members and what they're contributing, and in particular that website that was built to continue sharing the knowledge base.
Yeah. The community is really everything because, I mean, it's a decentralized platform. We always talk about that. So if the Grow United, the company, was building everything, that kind of takes away from the decentralization. Obviously, at the beginning, the company's kind of got to get the ecosystem built out a little bit. But yeah, like the community members just interacting, building things on the blockchain, helping each other out, like that's huge, and that's where all the value really comes from. So
yeah. And I think if you aren't familiar with our community, I highly encourage you to check out some of our social platforms. There's a Discord channel that you can really engage with everyone on. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. So reach out to us and engage with us. It's all about sharing experiences and continuing to spread the word about what Grow's doing in helping drive different outcomes in our food and agriculture systems.
yeah.
One of the neat things that we have done also as a layer one blockchain, we have quite a few projects already built on the blockchain. We've got a farm tracer project that was built, a layer two, that helps trace product. Some of our farms are using that already. We have the Nourish Mart is actually a layer two. It's a project built on our blockchain of which people can interact and buy nutritious food. We've got some environmental credit opportunities through a project where farmers and buyers can interact and talk about those environmental aspect credits for their ecosystem. We've got a few different organizations. I think Will has mentioned this in the past, that there's a group called Maha that's looking to engage and work with our blockchain. So Make America Healthy Again has a lot of synergies and ethos to our driving mission, which is nourishing the world more effectively. And then one of the projects that, as a community member myself, I've built out on top of the blockchain is Kokima, which is a regenerative agriculture consultancy, helping farmers, ranchers, agriculturalists transition into more regenerative systems. So really designing those plans, understanding the feasibility of that, what the stepping stones are, and helping them improve, diversify and improve their profitability, increasing the land value, and driving more functional soil health, because everything starts and stops at the soil. The more organic matter we have in the soil, the more nutrition comes into the plants and products that are being grown and raised on the land. So those are the three major outcomes. If you have farmers, you are a farmer, you have some questions around what regenerative means and how a consultancy like Kohima could support you, please reach out and engage with us. Neil@kohima.io. If you're interested, to flip me an email. You can find my information either on the website. You can reach out to Owen and he can get you in touch with us. What we're trying to do at Kohima is really be additive as opposed to extractive. And so there's opportunities to value stack your engagement with the Grow blockchain. You can become a community member and you can engage with Kohima to get some complimentary regenerative plans for your operations. Again, diversifying and increasing profitability, increasing the land value that you're working on, and creating more functional soil health. I'm very particular about the functional soil health piece. And all three of those outcomes are really what we're driving at. We're actually quite excited. We've got 5 projects right now happening throughout North America, and we've got a couple projects out in Europe and in the African continent that we're in the projects of designing. So we're getting some exposure. I'm talking to a lot of farmers in Australia as of late as well. We're starting to work with a couple of different exclusive partners to help us package data together for some of the environmental aspect output. We've got some great GIS and geospatial partnerships to really allow us to understand the data that can be extracted or provided or gathered vis-a-vis these wonderful technologies, and then the boots on ground technology as well that allows us to put these plans together effectively. In fact, Owen was part of a project just recently. The started part of that. It's a really unique grazing project that I'll have more details on in the near future, with the premise of improving soil, functional soil health, improving the livestock health, and then creating opportunities for different products to come off the land. So it's a pretty exciting time for us, and I highly encourage you to reach out. But really the biggest update that I have with Kohima is that we want to continue to find opportunity to support farmers that may not have the means to be part of the ecosystem quite yet. And so we've created an opportunity where I call them egg champions, or those that have the means to become a node owner in our ecosystem. You can purchase 3 to 5 nodes and gift your opportunity for a farm to be involved or engage with Kohima to receive that regenerative plan. And so this becomes a wonderful opportunity to become a community member in the Grow blockchain, and then pass that gift on to a farm that could utilize some supports around transitioning to regenerative farming. So if that interests you, or you have farms in mind where you believe you could pass on the opportunity to them to be engaged with Kohima, create some more regenerative systems. Of course, we'll get them into the blockchain through the data, and Nourish Mark through the products coming off their land. Make sure you get in touch with us either through Grow or through Kohima ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. There's a lot going on in the ecosystem. I did have a question. Because I feel like I get this a lot, like just the data aspect of it. So how does when you're doing the regenerative consulting and you're pulling all the data from the soil and the land, and how does plugging that into the blockchain help the blockchain ecosystem? How does that impact other people in the community?
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I mean, it's sort of a big question that has a lot of different answers, but the very short and sweet of it is that farmers can now hold on or own their data, so they can put it into the blockchain. They can leverage or harness the power of the blockchain, the immutability, the ability to have ownership of their own data, and then they can choose to share that open source, so we can analyze what's happening in different bioregions. They can choose to transaction that as part of an add-on or wider to the product they're selling to market space. Call it traceability data to create more confidence for the consumer. QR code on a package of meat to tell you how that meat was grown regeneratively. You can also create opportunities to monetize that data. through NFTs or just different mechanisms that the blockchain offers to ensure that you package that data for monetization, all while maintaining ownership. And so the benefit to the community is that we're driving utility. So we're building the GDP of our ecosystem, or the utility, as we like to call it. We're creating more confidence in data being utilized more effectively, so it's not being manipulated, scrubbed, changed, or positioned for a certain outcome or narrative, and that it really truly is in an immutable state. And so that really allows a lot more confidence for how the data gets analyzed or reviewed on the back end. I often talk about the consumer level. So being able to provide more confidence to the consumer, just knowing that the data is coming from a blockchain and that it has a lot more rigor behind it than you would find in other areas. So both for creating more opportunities for the farm level or landowner, and then for the consumer and the confidence, and then all the community members benefit from that simply by building utility in the exchange of that data, whether monetized or otherwise. And as we start to create more mindsets that are decentralized, we start to create this opportunity to have knowledge sharing through open sourcing our data, so we can really talk about what's working and what's not working in different bioregions on a global basis.
Yeah. No, I love that. It's all just about like driving real change. Like you were talking about the utility, like we're actually, the Grow blockchain will help farmers and consumers and the environment, nourish the world, people, and animals, right? And so, that's all. It's all intertwined, and data. From someone looking at farming, you wouldn't think that there's a lot of like data collection going on, but I can promise you that, especially on like a dairy or something like that, there's tons of data every single day being tracked from all the cows, when they're eating, what they're eating, when they get milked, how much milk they give, the butterfat percent of the milk, like it just goes on and on. And so that data is super important, and the blockchain is going to help bring that to life and give the farmer that access and power still, and give the consumer the confidence. So it's all a beautiful thing working together. And so,
And that happens at the smallest farms to the largest production operations and everything in between. Every aspect of our life is data-driven results. Observatory data is also very important. We can track that. We can try, digitize, what we're observing in our notebooks and Excel spreadsheets, and create, data sets that are going to be very impactful. But I think the other thing I forgot to mention, and something certainly very important, is that it just changes the way we communicate to the market space. And so whether that is farm to supply chain, farm to distribution, farm to CPG or grocer, farm to manufacturers, the ability to flip the script and create different conversations, so that the farmer is more empowered and has different opportunities, is going to have a positive knock-on effect all the way down to the consumer. And when that is based off something real-world assets, it changes the way we function as society and really ensures that we are better connected to our food and understanding where our food comes from and how it was grown or raised.
Yeah. No, and I would be curious. This is on the same subject, but maybe a little different. But what your thoughts are? Obviously, everyone's freaking out about eggs right now. Like the price of eggs is just crazy, and how that whole crisis could have been maybe not averted, but it could have been not as big of a crisis as using blockchain, using the direct to consumer model. Do you have any thoughts on that? I was thinking about that the other day. Like, how could we?
Well, you're asking some very profound questions on a Friday, Owen, and I love it. So, I don't know if that crisis would be averted. There's sort of some social, economic, and political components that we could talk about in multiple different ways. I think the thing that is highlighted and probably where we need to lean into is we need to be able to better understand how to get certain products directly from farm. And so the Nourish Mart's a great spot to go find farmers that have eggs, ask them the question on how those chickens are raised, what kind of feed is going into them. Accessing eggs directly from farm is going to bring you a little more peace of mind, particularly if you know how those chickens are raised and the quality of the eggs. It strikes me that if you don't know much about the egg business industry, when you start buying direct from farmers, you might find eggs sitting out on a counter. They actually have a membrane after they've been laid that allows them to be preserved on counter without having to put them in a refrigerator. And so a lot of the eggs we find today in the grocer are all in refrigeration because that main bin it's been washed off by and large. We also are very familiar with eggs in the grocers being all white or all brown or speckled, where in reality, depending on the breed of chicken and where you're located and what they're eating, eggs can be all different colors and shapes and sizes and can have really flavorful taste. They can have really dark yellow yolks or really light yolks. Again, these are all great questions for you as a consumer to ask the farmer. And whether through the Nourish Mart or through just having a QR code with data built in behind that, better understanding, why the egg is certain shape, color, taste, is going to give you more confidence, particularly if that data is a trusted source from a blockchain component. So to shorten that all up, eggs come in all different colors. Eggs have different tastes, and eggs should be available direct from farmers throughout our nation. There's many wonderful small and large operations that you can go buy direct from farmer. And we hope to have a few vendors on our Nourish Mart in the near future here that are going to be supplying eggs to local bioregions, right? I mean, shipping supply eggs is not always the easiest. And we're not pointing fingers at the production egg level, where we're getting into grocer. We just need to ask different questions. And this is really what the blockchain does, is it allows us to come in and ask about, where the eggs were raised and, do those farms have any unfortunate diseases like the avian flu that's been spreading, and, what mechanisms have those farms done to help, curtail that a little bit and, continue to provide good quality eggs. When it comes to diseases and pests and, these unfortunate animal stressors, we see the flux over time. This happens with every different species that's out there. Right now, unfortunately, the avian flu is getting a lot of coverage on our news. But I encourage you to do your research, really dive into understanding what that means. And then again, it's a good opportunity just to go find a local farmer close to you and do direct to consumer with this one product, eggs.
Yeah. No, that's some good points. And I think what I kind of took away from this whole thing was the blockchain has so many different use cases and avenues that we can go down on how it can help farmers, producers, consumers, really the entire supply chain. And so if, community members watching this, let's, get creative. Let us know your ideas on how the blockchain can help certain spaces and what we can do, look into. It's really going to take the whole community to drive this. And so if you have any ideas on what we can do, just let us know and we'll look into it. So,
yeah. And if you find some great egg farmers or small farms, medium farms, large production farms that you're engaging with, and you think they'd be a good fit for the Nourish Mart, pop Owen a note, pop myself a note, and let's see if we can't get them signed up as a vendor on our Nourish Mart so we can access their good product.
Yeah. Excellent. I love it. So, well, we want to thank everyone if you made it this far watching the video, and please let us know if there's anything we can do. So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Grow Renaissance podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this episode.
Remember, it will take a community of us to do the best in the world and truly nourish not only ourselves, but the planet, the atmosphere, the soil, the plants, and the animals on it. So make sure you spread this message anywhere that you can.